Today, we're reviewing and summarizing a book that has been circulating widely in discussions about AI, economics, and the future of work. The Last Economy, A Guide to the Age of Intelligent Economics, written by Imad Mostaq. Imad's The Last Economy argues we are experiencing a rapid, final economic phase transition called the Intelligence Inversion, where artificial intelligence transforms intelligence from scarce human labor into abundant, copyable capital, fundamentally breaking the scarcity-based economics of past eras. The book contends that our old economic paradigm will either collapse or require active redesign, proposing a new physics-grounded science called intelligence theory to guide us toward human symbiosis rather than digital feudalism. Mostaq says we have approximately 1,000 days, a short, urgent historical window, to make meaningful choices about our economic future before the transition becomes irreversible. This isn't apocalyptic, but rather a deadline for conscious intervention. This review doesn't offer any personal opinions. The goal is to explain the book's major ideas so you can decide whether to explore it further. As of the taping of this video, this book was available to everyone for free. If you want your own free copy, you can visit thelasteconomy.com. With that, grab your drink of choice and let's dive in. The book opens with the idea that humanity is in a 1,000-day window, a brief historical phase during which artificial intelligence accelerates so quickly that existing economic systems struggle to adapt. This creates what the author calls a socio-economic singularity. Three possible futures are introduced: digital feudalism, great fragmentation, human symbiosis. The book identifies 4 indicators of a system nearing a phase transition: critical slowing down, variance explosion, flickering between states, and correlation length explosion. These are drawn from science and applied to modern economic conditions. Mostaq states 7 assumptions of traditional economics are described as outdated. Let's look at those 7 now. Scarcity is fundamental. Human labor has enduring value. Growth requires physical resources. Markets naturally find equilibrium. Money measures value accurately. Humans are rational actors, and distribution follows contribution. He argues that digital abundance, network effects, and AI-driven productivity undermine each of these assumptions. GDP is presented as an outdated measurement tool that misreads abundance as decline. Activities such as disaster recovery inflate GDP, while free knowledge reduces it. The book argues that society needs a new framework that can measure value in a world where AI reduces scarcity. Mostaq outlines 4 major economic inversions, from land to labor to capital to intelligence. The 4th inversion represents a world where intelligence becomes abundant and inexpensive. Human cognitive labor, with its inherent biological overhead, like food and rest, becomes economically uncompetitive for many tasks. Using concepts such as Maxwell's demon, he frames intelligence as a force that creates order in an otherwise disorder-prone universe. AI becomes the most efficient sorting agent available, and this underpins a new framework he calls intelligence theory. I had to look up that Maxwell's demon thing because I had not heard of that. Here's what I found out. Maxwell's demon is a theory scientists use to think about how heat and energy work. Here's the main idea. Imagine a box full of air, with a wall in the middle and a tiny door in the wall. The air on both sides is the same temperature, and the molecules, tiny bits of air, are bouncing around randomly. Now imagine a tiny, super-fast creature sitting at the door, the demon. When a fast, high-energy molecule comes from the left, the demon opens the door and lets it go to the right. When a slow, low-energy molecule comes from the right, it lets it go to the left. After a while, the right side has mostly fast molecules, meaning hotter air, and the left side has mostly slow molecules, meaning colder air. It looks like the demon made one side hot and the other side cold without using any energy. Why is that a problem? Well, there's a rule in science called the second law of thermodynamics. It basically says that heat naturally spreads out and things tend to mix and get more messy, higher disorder, not more organized by themselves. But the demon seems to be making the gas more organized, hot on one side, cold on the other, for free, which seems to break that rule. Maybe that's why he called it a demon? To decide which molecules are fast or slow, the demon has to watch them and remember what it sees. That means it's using information, like storing and erasing data in a tiny brain or memory. Using and erasing information always costs energy and creates extra heat somewhere else, even if the demon is tiny. When scientists include that hidden cost, they find the total messiness, disorder, of the gas plus the demon plus its memory still goes up, so the rule is not really broken. This idea taught scientists that information is physical. Even just knowing things and erasing memories has an energy cost. That connection between information and energy is important for understanding computers, tiny machines, and how nature works at very small scales. The book compares the economy to a generative diffusion model. 3 types of behavioral flow are introduced: gradient flow, competitive exchange; circular flow, self-reinforcing loops; and harmonic flow, long-lived institutional structures. All 3 are necessary to understand economic behavior, especially in the AI era. Network effects and artificial intelligence-driven data loops inherently concentrate influence. In these highly connected systems, game theory shifts. Long-term intelligent cooperation becomes the optimal strategy for peripheral nodes to escape the prison. Firms and markets are reframed as information processing systems. AI increases the efficiency of both, and in many cases, surpasses them. Game theory is updated to emphasize cooperation as the optimal long-term strategy in highly connected systems. The book proposes a modernized social contract based on dignity, capability, and viability. This includes universal access to intelligence, meaning individuals should have baseline access to AI and data resources necessary for full participation in society. Mostak discusses building the symbiotic state with money for 2 worlds. A symbiotic state is a new way of governance that shapes incentives rather than controls outcomes. Think of it like a gardener tending an ecosystem. Next is a dual currency system, meaning a new monetary model. Foundation coins for physical scarcity, meaning to purchase physical goods, things we physically need. And culture credits, these would be a reward for creating in a world where we have digital abundance thanks to AI. In other words, adding to the world in a new way, since you won't have to spend most of your time working like you do today. He says we need a nucleation strategy. Small, successful communities or institutions seed broader societal transformation. Mostak states, we do not need to convert the world overnight. We need to build the first, undeniable proof points. The central challenge of the 21st century becomes alignment, ensuring that AI systems, institutions, and economic incentives reflect human values. The book warns that machine-to-machine ecosystems may evolve independently unless they're actively guided. The 3 potential futures are explored in depth: digital feudalism, concentration of AI power; great fragmentation, geopolitical division over AI; and human symbiosis, intentional collaboration between humans and AI. Only the 3rd future preserves human agency. Traditional macroeconomic puzzles, such as inflation and wage stagnation, are reinterpreted using intelligence theory. AI changes the nature of capital, productivity, and value creation. Work is usually broken into 5 components: income, identity, purpose, community, and structure. AI removes the need for income-based labor, so societies must rebuild meaning and identity intentionally. This is critical so that we all continue to have purpose and things to strive for when our traditional ways and things we strive for are no longer needed. He wraps up by comparing today's transition to the historical shift that allowed monks to move from scribes to scholars after the printing press. But this only happened for the select few monks that recognized this invention gave them a new opportunity. AI is your printing press. If you want to explore these concepts in detail, as of December 2025, the book is available for free at thelasteconomy.com. That's a wrap. I know this was a little different from my usual videos, but I hope you found it interesting. Leave a comment with your thoughts on Imad Mustaq's book and his ideas about how the future will look in 1,000 days.